All right, welcome back, everyone. This is DJ DMC. We're getting ready to go live here at the KSSU studio. I am here in the studio with Beto and his beautiful wife, Mitzi. We're going to go live, and then we're going to do some reintroductions, so stick with us, okay? Here we go. Five, four, three, two, and one. Welcome back, everyone. This is DJ DMC. I'm here coming at you live out of the KSSU studio, welcoming Beto and Mitzi.
Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing, Sac State?
Hello, Sac State. Yes.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. Now, thank you so much for being on with me.
Thanks for the invite.
Of course, yes. Thank you. It's a beautiful day, and to all the graduates out there, I see you guys walking around in your stoles, in your caps. Congratulations, sincerely.
Yes,
congratulations.
Yes.
Super proud of y'all, man.
Yes, keep getting those funny hats. That's what I always tell everybody.
Funny money hat.
There we go. Yes.
You did.
But today we are having a special segment of 916 Are You In? This is the fourth segment, episode 6, called Entrepreneurs and Power Couples. Now, I invited Beto and Mitzi on the show today because not only are they influential to the area, but they are also influential to generations of the area. So again, Beto, please introduce yourself to the world and tell them what you've been doing in the area.
Jeez Louise. My name is Beto Davalos. I'm a patient and brand consultant for Zen Garden in Sacramento. We do a lot of good work in the community as far as servicing the community with alternative forms of healing. Do photography, I do consulting for brands, I do management, artist management. Dabbled in radio. We got a radio show in Davis, Big Sammy and I, hip hop truck stop every other Wednesday night. What else? We saw tamales, me and my wife, we saw tamales, we do photography. Youth football, we're trying to get the McClatchy Lions junior program back started again. We were running strong for a few years, but we had to shut it down for a little bit. So we're trying to get that back up and running. We had a lot of great kids that came up out of there that are now currently at McClatchy now, and
They're doing it, huh?
Yeah.
They're out there making it happen.
Yeah. So
okay.
we really want to get that program back started again, so we can start nurturing the next generation of youth athletes and give them something positive to stand on.
Absolutely, and that's really what it's all about. And we'll talk more about what Sac State's doing with that, and hopefully your kids will be aspired to want to make it to that level through football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think from the kids that from what I see, they all aspire to get to this level, if not higher. And there are a lot of kids who not only want to play, but a lot of them that are there because they want to learn, because they want to coach. They're not there. They're not there to play the game. They're there to learn the game, and they want to teach the game. So there's a lot of kids. So it's pretty cool to see from all aspects of how much this game touches, these children's lives in a positive factor.
Absolutely, and thank you for that, and thank you for the work that you do with the community because it is needed. Absolutely,
it's necessary. If we can't constantly pull from the community and not give anything back, it's because of the community we are able to sustain and be able to expand as a business and as brands. If it wasn't for the community, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So it's a must that we give back.
Absolutely, and thank you for that beautiful introduction. And Mrs. Mitzi, please introduce yourself to the world. You might have to talk a little bit loud because we got you kind of like in a triangle here, but yes, please.
I don't speak as loud anyway, so yeah. I'm Mitzi Davalos, born and raised here in Sacramento.
Wonderful.
My main job is supporting this man in whatever it is that he wants to do and just be his backbone. So he's the one that's out on the streets, and I'm at home making sure everything is running as it should.
Hey, that's
so he can have the freedom to do what he needs to do.
She's too humble, man.
Oh, see, yes, please.
Or I'm at home making tamales,
I'm actually going to make sure that I get the number for that, because as soon as I saw the word tamales, I was like, wait a minute, what? You've been holding out on me, Beto. I hadn't heard about these tamales until today.
Put together a pack for you. Don't worry about it.
I sincerely appreciate it. So, okay, what was the first business venture the two of you guys got into, since this particular segment is about entrepreneurs? Yeah.
Our first was you were doing cakes, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she was doing
A little
cakes.
bit of tamales, but not as much. But yeah,
Yeah.
doing cakes.
Okay.
Doing a lot of cakes.
She was doing cakes,
Cupcakes.
and I wasn't much help with the cakes.
I'm not doing cakes anymore. Long story short.
Yeah, you don't see that in the bio. Yeah, I'm kind of too clumsy for cakes.
Understood. So where did the tamales come into play? So let me backtrack
Okay.
really quick. How did the two of you meet? And I think it's 10 years now.
We met probably 14 years ago.
Wow.
Almost 15 years ago.
Okay.
And then we've been married 10 years.
Next
But
month,
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
the cool part about it is that I've known her family all my life. You know, I grew up around her dad, around her uncle.
Mhm.
My grandfather, her grandfather were best friends and business partners growing up.
Back in the 50s.
Right,
Okay.
right. Her grandfather opened and operated a Caballo Blanco restaurant.
Okay.
My grandfather at the time had the Matador bar, and then next door expanded to El Novieto restaurant, both on Franklin Boulevard.
Huh.
So I knew, like I said, her family my whole life,
Mhm.
but I didn't get to meet her until we were 39, 38.
39.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. You know, when you know, parents divorce, whatever, you go one way, whatever, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we're both of our parents. You know, the crazy part, hold on, let me back up, is we were born same month, same day, same year.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
So
May 15th.
So I don't know what was popping on at the restaurant that day, but you know, 2 babies was made.
Yeah,
I was
Franklin Boulevard.
yeah, I
At the
was
party.
born during the day at Kaiser, and then she was born at night at Sutter.
Okay, so
So-
which Kaiser? Because I was
Morris.
born at Kaiser Morris, 1983. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Okay.
You know, if you are born and raised in Sacramento, you come across people, and usually they're born at like one of three places: Sutter, Kaiser, or Mather before it was closed.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful way of connection. So how did you guys finally get to cross paths?
I had posted something on Facebook.
Okay.
Or was it Facebook?
Yeah, it was Facebook.
It
You
was
posted a photo of my dad and your uncle when they first opened up the Novieto together.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And she's like, "How do you know my dad?" Yeah.
Very protective of my dad.
Yeah. How you know my dad?
Who are
I was
you?
like, bro, who are you, bro? How you know my uncle? You know what I'm saying? What the hell are you talking about? So we just started, you know,
Gotcha.
just talking and all the familiarity, all those people that we had known in common, and trying to figure out how the hell I never met you. I don't know how we didn't meet.
Mm.
You know, so you know, it just became
Yeah, we never crossed paths.
never.
Mhm.
Not one time. We both went to the same high school.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But it never. Yeah, it was wild.
Huh.
Shout out
Small
McClatchy.
world. Shout out McClatchy.
Yes.
Yes.
So we just started talking. You know, started like flirting and sending each other little songs and things, and we decided to meet at Gunther's for a little ice cream.
Okay. Gunther's is a good spot. They have
Yeah.
good stuff. Yes.
Yes.
Pulled up on there. You know, we're both Boulevard babies, so we kind of kept it on the Boulevard. And then so we went there, and a conversation turned into we shut the place down,
Oh.
and then we went across the street to was it Pangea or the
Mhm.
brewery?
Mhm.
Coffee shop.
Had some coffee and then shut that down.
Oh my goodness.
There was just a lot there. You
Right.
know,
Of
a lot of
course.
familiar. You know,
Felt like meeting an old friend for me.
because
Wow.
Because there
because
was no intentions of, going on a date or anything like that. It was
No.
like getting to know each other because of our family's history.
but then
Beautiful.
once you get to start talking with somebody and they who she comes from and how I know her and how I know her
Mhm.
family, there wasn't a lot of that like walls and guard up like there usually is when you first meet somebody. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that awkward like, oh, what's your favorite color type combo.
What's your
you know?
sign?
Right.
Right.
You know, it
Well,
was like,
Then you guys probably
Two
found out you guys
Tauruses,
right.
yeah.
and that was the wild part. You know, so
Uh-huh.
it just kind of snowballed from there. You know, so.
Well, that's beautiful, and so glad that you guys have made such a powerful connection with one another. Part of the segment, Power Couples and Entrepreneurs, is to discuss the importance of unity, working together, supporting one another, and the husband-wife partnership, if you will.
Correct.
And so, how difficult has it been to, or maybe not how difficult, has it been difficult to maintain similar goals in your business aspects? Are there, say, ventures that you're not able to get to, or ventures that you might have lost along the way, and or ventures that are much more powerful now that you guys are together that were maybe not so strong before?
I think with us, when we do things, we kind of figure out like if this is really something that we can sustain for a long period of time. You know, like with the cakes, you know what I mean? It was kind of, she had all the talent, you know what I mean? It's just, you don't, it's like, I got rhinoceros hands. You know what I mean? It wasn't not too elegant, you know? So, you know, we expanded to the photography, you know? Yep. So when we got with the photography, you know, we were able to encompass a wide variety of clientele because of who she is and who I am.
Right.
We both have two different kind of demographics that see us. You know, so you know, I was able to pull in a lot of artists, do a lot of shoots for cannabis early on. I was one of the first cannabis photographers in Sacramento.
Wonderful.
So just more or less just focusing on building that brand, you know, because it really took off. Like, you know, being us, we're very fortunate to have a lot of people that support us because of our family history, because of who we are as people, because of all the things that we have extended to other people, whether it be opportunities, whether it be, you know, assistance, whether it be, you know, just whatever, you know what I mean? Like we have a lot of people that support us. So anything that we dabble in becomes a business for us because of all the support, you know, that everybody gives us, which we totally love, you know, and we try to reciprocate that as much as we can, you know. So, you know, with the photography, you know, we were doing free photo shoots, you know, we're, you know, going to schools and just taking care of the community, you know, gave a lot back.
Wow.
You know, teaching kids that, you know, or, you know, adults that wanted to get into that, you know, even though we were just learning it, you know what I'm saying? But whatever knowledge I got, you know what I mean, like I'm sharing it.
Of course.
Right, no, none of that, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, we're all just trying to feed our families, you know what I'm saying? So, that built up to a point, and then we got kind of a little bit bigger than we kind of anticipated, and it got to a point where we kind of had to turn down some things because they just weren't, you know. So we thought about maybe trying to facilitate other photographers in order to do that, but in doing that, I have a hard time trusting someone else to do something that I doing. You know what I mean? Because, you know, if you didn't get that shot, or if you didn't miss that moment or whatever, because like photography, it's all about moments and things like that, you know, and timing. Right. So with that being said, you know, I had got, at the time I was working at Caltrans, I got hurt at work, fractured my tailbone, ruptured some discs in my back.
Oh man.
So the photography thing kind of took a back seat because it was hard for me to bend down.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
like
hard on the body.
You're right. Stand, you know what I mean? So trying to, like, you know, like I said, it's all about moments, and you know, trying to capture like a kiss or a moment, and then I'm trying to like squat down and get to that, and then the moment's gone. You know what I mean? So you know, step back from that. You know what I mean? And that's when I got into the alternative medicinal side of cannabis. Started working with cultivators, learning about cultivation, learning about the plant. At the time, working with a gentleman by the name of Jason that was really into the medicinal side of the thing. So he was really into making the Rick Simpson oil. which was a really concentrated form of medicine that helps tremendous ways.
Sure.
And he saw what I was going through, personally, and gave it to me. And from that, I started preaching about it to everybody that I knew that could use it. So that in essence became the start of what became my patient consultations that I do now.
Sure. And we're talking about instead of traditional prescription medication, right? That's the bad stuff, right, y'all?
Right.
Correct. Yeah. Well, with that, I got to see my healthy grandmother go in for what was just high blood pressure, and then maybe 2.5 years later, she was gone because her pills intake went from like none to being like 15, 20 pills a day.
Wow.
And this is this is for this. Oh, well, it makes me sick. Okay, we need this pill to counteract that. And, this pill does this. We need this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it was just so within the Mexican community, it's people either are open to alternative forms of medicine or it's completely opposed. And
right.
That was one of my challenges. I felt that I could have really helped her if she, her and others were open to letting her get that help.
Right, less stigmatized.
Right, and so it was more important for me to kind of fight the stereotype, kind of fight the stigma, let people see. One, I go through the pain. I go through the depression, all that everybody else goes through. But I'm also very active and I'm very normal, even though I do consume.
Right.
And even though this is a part of my life.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So you can't tell me that this can't help you as well as motivate you.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. We have to take a quick break, y'all. I'm over here getting carried away with myself with this great conversation as it is. 916 RUN listeners, we're going to be right back. I'm going to give it to Sparky for just a quick second. And please be sure to tune back in with us. We'll be back in about 2-3 minutes. Thank you so much. This is DJ DMC.
We never left in a club with a full pack of rhymes.